Hey, welcome to the Office of Demonology. I'm Dr. J, retired demon hunter and knower of things. Let's get into my March reading wrap-up.
Book 1.
First up is Brian Keene's The Rising, a zombie apocalypse that suffers from the oversaturation of zombies in the media. It came out in 2004, I believe. And it's not the book's fault that since then we've had so many zombie apocalypse stories that it just doesn't hold up. And I have some other issues with the book, but if you want a full review of that book, check this out, my full review of Brian Keene's The Rising.
Book 2.
Next up we have Life Force. Boy, this is a really bad book. Very boring, but you would think it would be super exciting. The original title of this book is Space Vampires. And then Tobe Hooper made a film that's much better than the book called Life Force. And the story is that in the future we send astronauts up into space and they come across a derelict ship. They go aboard and there's these humans, naked, suspended animation, just hanging out there, sleeping. And the astronauts decide, hey, let's bring them to Earth. What could possibly go wrong? After that, they bring them down and they're space vampires that basically, they're energy vampires, like in What We Do in the Shadows. But at least What We Do in the Shadows is funny and entertaining. This book is not either. They come down and they kind of kiss you and suck the energy out of you, and then you become this like corpse. You become an old man and you're dead, or an old woman, and then they're on the run. But that's about the most exciting thing that happens in this book. We start out pretty good with the space stuff, and then the intro to the woman waking up and sucking the life out of this guy. After that, it's just scientists talking back and forth about theories and history. Really, really boring. No action whatsoever. This book will take the life force out of you. It's that boring. I would not suggest reading this. I wish it was as good as the movie. I had high hopes for this book. I went online. I tried to find the original Space Vampire, but if you get the Space Vampire cover, it's a lot more money. So I got the movie cover, and because of that, it was cheaper, and I was so excited to get it and dive right into it. And boy, it was a struggle to get through. Awful, awful book.
Book 3.
Next up is A Mystery of Mysteries, The Death and Life of Edgar Allan Poe. This was a book I listened to on Audible. This really dives into the true Poe, not the guy I have sitting back here. Let me grab him. This is the Poe we're used to. Very melancholy, he's holding a skull. But I'll put you back there, Poe. Oh, let's put my lights on. But the book gets into the real Poe and who he was prior to his last years, but it also explores his death and all the theories about how he died, because it's this big mystery. I also did a full review on this book. You can check that out here. If you are interested in reading more about Edgar Allan Poe, I highly suggest reading this book. I think you will thoroughly enjoy it and learn about all the different theories of how he died.
Book 4.
My nonfiction book, Witchcraft, A History in 13 Trials by Marion Gibson. This book explores witchcraft through 13 different trials. It's really fascinating to see how one trial influences the next, and the silly beliefs that people had, and how it really, the same as today, if you're arrested for something, if you had money, you had a better chance of getting off than if you were just a poor person, a woman, and really talks about misogyny a lot in this. That was behind a lot of this bull crap. I'm planning on doing a review of this book versus another book I have, Witchcraft at Salem. I haven't finished Witchcraft at Salem yet, but when I do, I hope to explore the differences between these books. This is pretty new. I think it just recently came out, and I found it worth reading. If you don't know much about witchcraft, check it out. If you do, I think it will also help you understand how one trial and the laws that were made influenced each other moving through history.
Book 5. Yeah.
I love exploring the craft of writing. And if you love exploring the craft of writing, or if you're interested in writing and you want to learn more about that, you can listen to the writing fiction podcast that I do with Regina St. Clair, who is also an author, and also go into the description below and sign up for my Substack newsletter. Now you get one free Sunday post every month, and then I will be having a subscription that starts at $8 a month, which isn't that bad. And I will be posting writing prompts, inspirational posts to help you get writing and keep writing, as well as articles on the craft of writing, because I love this so much. I have so many books on it, and I'd love to share that with you if you are interested in writing or getting better at your writing if you are already a writer. So this book is the Maeve Binchley Writers Club. She is an author from Ireland. This book has a lot of articles. So she had, I guess, a course she was teaching, and she enjoyed doing that so much that she put this kind of in a book. And in the course, she would write something to the students. And so this is all those things that she would write to the students and have them work on something each week. And so there are things in here about getting started, writers groups, writing short stories, the agent, publishing. Now, because this was published many moons ago, some of it might not apply to today's publishing world. I always find wisdom in any writing book. There's always something that just hits me and I'm like, yeah, that's great. I want to write that down. That helps me with my own writing. I'm going to put links down below if you're interested in any of these books. They will be Amazon affiliate links, so you help support the show if you do purchase one. Some of these might be used because they're out of print. I'm not sure if this is still out of print, but I will check. But I will post anything that is available in the description below. So if you want to pick this up, I definitely think I blew through this book, and there was a lot of great inspirational stuff in here for the budding writer.
Book 6.
Okay, next up is Stephen King, The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. It's a very simple book. A girl goes out for a walk in the woods on the Appalachian Trail with her mother and her brother. She feels like she has to pee, so she strays off the path for a second, but then gets lost. And the whole book is her surviving on her own in the woods, hoping to get rescued. So who is Tom Gordon? Tom Gordon is, or was, I'm not sure, I don't follow baseball. He played for the Red Sox, and she's a huge baseball fan along with her father. She has the Red Sox hat on throughout the book. She imagines him and has conversations with him. She's in love with this dude. And he, in her imagination, helps her get through all the trials and tribulations she suffers in the woods while she's trying to survive and be found and get back with her family. What I really love about this book is how Stephen King can take 200 pages in the same environment and still make it feel fresh every page. It's not an easy thing to do. So if you're a writer and you're telling a story in one environment, this might be a great book to pick up and see how King handles this. How can you place a character, one character? There are some moments where we see a little bit of flashbacks before, but not much. Majority of it is just this one character and some imaginary character, Tom Gordon, which isn't around as much as you might think. It's a hard task to have one character in one location and keep the reader interested for over 200 pages. So check it out if you're interested in seeing how King handles that. Hit that subscribe, hit the bell so you'll know when his stuff is coming out, and I'll be back soon with a new video.